Hey, what's up, Capital Clients? Coach Matt here, and I wanted to share with you an introduction and a brief kind of overview on some fundamentals to nutrition, because I know that's a lot of you guys want some help with that and have questions about it. And I'm also going to share with you a basic way to start a nutrition program designed for body transformation. So to get started, let's define what a calorie is, because that's pretty much the most basic part of nutrition and most important to actually get right first. So a calorie is a unit of energy. It's how we kind of quantify how much energy was burned or transferred. And when we say calorie, we usually mean a kilocalorie, and that's essentially the energy required to heat 1 kilogram of water by 1 degree Celsius. Now, your daily calorie balance is going to determine if you gain or lose weight over time. So if we want to burn fat, we need to be in a calorie deficit. So we got to figure out how we can eat less than we're burning per day through activity and training and just general movement. So now we understand what calories are. Let's move over to macronutrients. And macronutrients are essentially the types of substances that foods are made out of. And there's 3 main classifications of macronutrients. We've got protein, carbs, and fats. Protein is going to be the most important macronutrient when it comes to body transformation and performance and building muscle. There's 4 calories per gram, and it's the most important because it fills you up at a much lower calorie point. It really helps you manage your hunger well. But it also is the building block for tissue, for muscles, for bones, for pretty much everything in your body is built out of proteins. And we want to get a significant amount of our protein from meat and dairy sources. And the reason for that is because it has the most complete amino acid profile, meaning that the protein is a higher quality from these sources. Now let's move over to carbs. Carbs have 4 calories per gram, and it's really kind of like a fast fuel for your body. Your body really likes to prioritize this for your energy demands, especially if you're doing a lot of activity, a lot of quick movement. If you're training a lot, carbohydrates really power your workouts. You generally get most of your carbohydrates from sugar and starches in different types of foods. We also have fiber. Fiber is a type of carbohydrate, but it's not really that digestible, so it doesn't provide that many calories. However, the foods that provide fiber, like fruits, veggies, and legumes, usually come with a good amount of micronutrients like vitamins and minerals, and it's very healthy for us. Fiber also really aids in digestion, so making sure you're getting enough fiber in is really important. I usually recommend about 15 grams of fiber for every 1,000 calories that you consume per day. Now lastly, let's talk about fats. Fats are 9 calories per gram, making them the most dense energy source out of all the macronutrients. They're over 250% more dense than protein and carbs. So if you want to reduce your calories, then making sure that you can your fat is in check or lowering your fat intake can be very, very useful. Fat is like a slow fuel. Your body uses it for low intensity movement or at rest. So fats are also very important because all of your cells are also made up of a fatty layer, and the quality of the fats really matters. That's kind of a little bit more out of the scope of today's talk, but fats, even though they're so calorie dense, do provide some benefit, and we want to make sure that we're getting some high quality fats in from our nutrition. Now, since most of us have goals for body transformation to build muscle and to burn fat, I created this optimal muscle gain macros calculator, and we're going to use this to help set up an initial starting place for our nutrition. So what we can do is just enter in our body weight into this yellow cell here. So I'm about 170 pounds. And this is going to calculate for us what the minimum levels of macros we need to consume to support muscle recovery and development. Now, the more calories you eat and the more of these nutrients that you consume, you can accelerate your muscle growth, but it will make it either harder to lose fat or you might gain some in the process. So the amounts that it gives me is 131 grams of protein, 231 grams of carbs, and 77 grams of fat. And if we calculate the amount of grams and calories, then that's going to give us about 2,148 calories total of what the minimum calories I need to be eating to support my muscle tissue, my body transformation. Now, if we want to lose fat, I recommend about 1 pound of fat loss per week. Is a great kind of goal. It's challenging but very doable for most people. And so if we want to lose that pound of fat per week, we need to be burning 500 calories in a deficit per day. So how do we do that? Well, we just set our activity level. We go out, train, move around, get steps in at 500 calories above that minimum calorie level. So I would be aiming to burn 2,648 calories, taking me into a 500 calorie deficit above that 2,148 calories that we found right here. So I hope that was kind of insightful for you and gave you some ideas on like how to approach your nutrition. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask me or the coaches. This was intentionally supposed to be very brief and surface level information. I'll be diving deeper into some of these nutrition complex ideas over time, and but hopefully this gives you kind of a brief primer and a good way to get started. All right, have a great day, guys.